Hello everybody, Animation Trainer here, and today we're going to talk about Thor. So when Thor is about to become the king of Asgard, which is like the realm that he lives in, he ends up showing himself unworthy to be the king, so he has to go to Earth and prove himself worthy in order to become the king. Now, this movie is actually very unique and very interesting with all the events that Thor has to do to become worthy of using his hammer. And Thor, you actually used to be my favorite superhero. But then I got used to a couple more superheroes, and at the moment, he's my fourth favorite superhero, right behind Spidey, Cap, and Batman. But Thor is still a really great superhero, and he's great in this film as well. Like, he's very interesting. In fact, a lot of people, well, not that a lot of people hate this movie, but when a lot of people like talk about this movie, they usually like say, it was okay. I actually really liked this movie. It was really good, and Loki in this film has got to be the greatest MCU villain. I mean, unlike most of the villains, he is not generic. They actually give him a backstory, and he's even the brother of Thor, which is an adding point. And he's very intimidating, and he pulls off plenty of surprises. He does a very good job. Then there's also the love story between Thor and Jane Foster in this film, and I will say that it is well done. And I mean, Chris Hemsworth and Natalie Portman do have good chemistry. Everything does work with that. It definitely works better out of all the other romance stories with the other MCU films. Like, it's better than the Iron Man and Pepper. It's better than the Cap and Margaret, and it's better than the Hulk, and Betty one. Yeah. Another thing with the film is that it definitely has really good action. Like, action isn't exactly like the main part of the film, but it does look nice once it does come up. Really, the only real pieces of action is the beginning when they're fighting the frost giants, a robot fight toward like around the climax, and the final battle between Thor and Loki. And those three battles definitely do look really nice. Now, is this like Civil War good? Well, I wouldn't exactly say that. I mean, there are a couple things that kind of like stop the film from being anything like. Well, it's already a great movie, but there are things that stop the movie from being like a true masterpiece. Like, for example, some of the background characters are kind of lame. I'm not gonna say that Jane is a bad character. I mean, she is actually quite interesting. Like, how she's a scientist, and after like the stuff going on with Thor, there's like some bad weather going on, and she goes to look at and study everything. I will say that that was well done. But with the other characters, like her friend and stuff, they're kind of there for just comic relief and kind of background characters. They're not bad at all. I mean, they do tell some good jokes, but it's just they're kind of lame. I mean, they're not bad, other than that one scientist guy, they're just a little bit, like, I could see their purpose in the film, but they just don't do much. But trust me, in Dark World, they're a lot more generic. Yeah. And then another thing with the movie is that it focuses too much on the Thor and Jane love story. Like, while it is well done, it didn't have to be like one of the main focuses on the film. I mean, like, they try to do it, but at the same time, Thor tries to go get his hammer, which just goes through a little bit too much with it. Like, at the point where maybe a little bit of times it does get a little bit distracting. Yeah. But it does have to do with the plot though, because it helps like Thor as he becomes worthy of the hammer. Yeah. Then Thor's friends, while you could tell that they do have a personality, they don't really do much at all. So yeah. Well, thanks for watching. Forgot to give it a rating. Overall, I give it a 9 out of 10. It's not the best MCU movie, but it is definitely a really good movie. It's definitely one of my favorite films in Phase 1, that is. In Phase 1. Alright, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. So, goodbye. And don't worry, there are no after video scenes. Got it?